Emily. I sat motionless in the passenger seat, feeling trapped in my tight seatbelt while Mom sang along with her tapes and pointed at everything she spotted on the roadside. She even read the signs aloud, as if I couldn't comprehend them on my own. Comprehend them. Crawford, 50 kilometers. There it is, baby. That's the town we are headed to. How many miles is 50 kilometers, Mary? I didn't know. I sobbed, folding my arms. Oh, Mary, please don't be moody, not today. I will hear you all about how polite and intelligent and cheerful you are, she said. Harry was my mother's new boyfriend, her significant, significant, significant other, she called him. She'd met him at a business meeting when her company bought the company Harry worked for, and since then she'd been driving over the border to Canada every week to see him, leaving me at Dad's. Don't get me wrong, I love staying with Dad, but I missed my mom weekends. We used to make popcorn and watch late night TV, then sleep and eat cold breakfast cereal together. Cereal together. Now, when she came to pick me up on Sunday afternoons, she always looked glowing and energetic and much happier than she ever looked after a weekend spent with me. Last Monday, she said something about her and Harry getting married, and that this trip might be the time when he pops the question. The only obstacle before him was meeting me. I'll be sugar and spice and everything nice. I promise, I said sar- sarcastically, stunning out at the Canadian countryside. It pretty much resembled the American countryside only. It was more Canadian, somehow, bigger and emptier, just as I imagined. Imagine Harry, bigger than that, with an enormous head with lots of empty space inside. The landscape started to get more hilly with houses and buildings visible. Mom started off the highway and drove into a town that looked like any boring American town. No guys in flannel logging shirts of those big ridiculous hats with ear flaps. Mom seemed to get fidgety and excited, singing even more loudly as we drove through the neighborhoods. She pulled into the driveway of a gray two-story house with a big front porch. Please be cooperative, Mom said, drawing my toward her to plant a big kiss on my forehead before getting out of the car. Onto the porch of the house stepped a man who was cut of slide with wire raiment, glasses, and thinning hair. Mom sprinted up the steps and flung her arms around him, kissing him hello, and he said something I didn't hear. Not yet. My mother replied. I got out of the car and stood by it for a second. Come on, Mary, Mom said, motioning me forward. I went into the porch and shook Harry's hand, not wanting to admit to myself that he sort of had a nice smile. Nice to finally meet you, Mary, he said. Are you ready for your surprise? I waited for a moment, not reacting until I could figure out what was going on. Emily, he called into the house. No one had told me about meeting anyone else. I looked to my mom, who smiled nervously. I thought maybe Emily was a new puppy Harry had bought to make me like him, but then a girl stepped from behind the door. She was about my head with brown hair and the same neat little nose as Harry. It was a tense moment when we all stud, stood still, Mom and Harry waiting while Emily stood with both arms behind her back, holding one elbow with the opposite hand. From the look on Emily's face, I knew that Harry had given her exactly the same speech that my mother had given me. He hoped she would be nice and get along so the two of them couldn't continue being happy together. I wasn't sure about the idea of Mom and Harry getting married, but Emily and I were in the same boat. There was no reason for years not to be friends. I smiled at her. And when she looked up, she smiled back. Want to come up and see my room? She asked, releasing her hands from behind her back. Sure, I said, and I could hear Harry and Mom sigh with relief. Emily smiled again, taking my hand and leading me inside the house.